Imagine an animal species with so few individuals left that every single birth could determine whether it survives or disappears forever. Some of the animals on this list once lived across entire continents. Today, several are trapped in one small forest, one national park, or one section of ocean. This ranking considers extinction risk, estimated population size, and how vulnerable the remaining populations are. Welcome to Peak Selects. Here are 10 endangered animals fighting for survival. Number 10. The African forest elephant. African forest elephants are smaller than the more familiar savanna elephants. They have rounded ears, straighter tusks, and bodies adapted for moving through the dense rainforests of Central and West Africa. But their size has not protected them from humans. The species is classified as critically endangered. Its population declined by more than 86% over approximately 3 decades, mainly because of ivory poaching, habitat destruction, and forest fragmentation. Today, forest elephants are believed to occupy only about a quarter of their historical range. Their disappearance would also affect the forest itself. Forest elephants spread seeds across enormous distances and help create pathways used by other animals. Some tree species depend heavily on elephants for seed dispersal. Losing the African forest elephant would therefore mean losing one of the Congo Basin's most important ecosystem engineers. Number 9. The hawksbill sea turtle. The hawksbill sea turtle gets its name from its narrow, pointed beak, which resembles the beak of a bird of prey. It lives around tropical coral reefs and feeds heavily on sea sponges. By controlling sponge populations, hawksbills prevent them from overwhelming corals and help maintain healthier reef ecosystems. Unfortunately, the animal's patterned shell has also made it a major target of illegal wildlife trafficking. For centuries, hawksbill shells were used to manufacture jewelry, combs, ornaments, and other products often described as tortoiseshell. Although international trade is prohibited, illegal hunting continues. Hawksbills are also killed accidentally in fishing equipment, while pollution, coastal development, egg collection, and the destruction of nesting beaches place further pressure on the species. The hawksbill is now classified as critically endangered, and populations in several regions continue to decline. Number 8. The Sumatran orangutan. Sumatran orangutans are found only on the Indonesian island of Sumatra. Unlike their Bornean relatives, they spend almost all of their time in trees. Their long arms allow them to move through the forest canopy while searching for fruit, leaves, insects, and occasionally bird eggs. These orangutans are highly intelligent. They can use tools, learn from one another, and maintain complex social relationships. However, the forests they depend on are being divided and destroyed by logging, roads, agriculture, mining, and expanding human settlements. Orangutans may also be killed when they enter plantations or captured for the illegal pet trade. An estimated 13,846 Sumatran orangutans remain, and the species is critically endangered. Because females normally raise only one infant at a time and reproduce very slowly, populations cannot quickly recover after adults are killed. Number 7. The Sunda tiger. The Sunda tiger is the last surviving tiger population from Indonesia's Sunda Islands. Tigers once lived on Bali, Java, and Sumatra. The Bali and Javan tiger populations are now extinct, leaving Sumatra as the final refuge for this group. Sunda tigers are smaller than many mainland tigers, an adaptation that may help them move through thick tropical forests. The dark, closely spaced stripes also provide camouflage among dense vegetation. But those forests are rapidly disappearing. Agricultural expansion, timber production, roads, and human settlements divide tiger territory into smaller areas. Poaching remains another serious threat. Tigers are killed for their skin, bones, teeth, and other body parts sold through illegal markets. Declining prey populations also force some tigers closer to villages, increasing conflict with people and livestock owners. The Sunda tiger is critically endangered, and without protected, connected forests, it could follow the Bali and Javan tigers into extinction. Number 6. The black rhino. At the beginning of the 20th century, black rhinos were widespread across large parts of sub-Saharan Africa. Then came one of the most severe population collapses recorded among large mammals. Illegal hunting for rhino horn reduced the population from tens of thousands to fewer than 2,500 animals during the 20th century. The horn is sold illegally as a supposed medicine or luxury status symbol, despite having no scientifically established medicinal value. There is, however, limited evidence of recovery. The International Rhino Foundation reported an estimated 6,788 black rhinos in 2025, an increase from the previous estimate of 6,195. That increase is significant, but the species remains critically endangered. Poaching continues, and many populations are small and isolated. The black rhino demonstrates that conservation can reverse a decline, but also that decades of progress can be destroyed quickly if protection is removed. Number 5. The Tapanuli orangutan. The Tapanuli orangutan was recognized as a separate species only in 2017, making it the most recently identified species of great ape. It is also the most endangered. Fewer than 800 are estimated to exist, all within a restricted area of northern Sumatra. This means that a major fire, disease outbreak, development project, or sudden increase in hunting could affect a large percentage of the entire species. Roads, mining, agriculture, and infrastructure projects can divide the forest into isolated sections. When orangutan groups become separated, it becomes more difficult for them to find mates, weakening the population's genetic diversity. Like other orangutans, Tapanuli females reproduce extremely slowly. Losing even a few breeding females can therefore have consequences lasting for several generations. A species unknown to modern science until recently could disappear before researchers have fully understood its behavior and ecology. Number 4. The cross-river gorilla. Cross-river gorillas survive in forested mountains along the border between Nigeria and Cameroon. Only an estimated 200 to 300 individuals remain. They do not live together in one large, secure population. Instead, they are divided among several small groups separated by farms, roads, settlements, and damaged forest. This fragmentation creates a serious problem. Small groups have fewer opportunities to reproduce with gorillas from other areas, increasing the risk of inbreeding and reducing genetic diversity. Hunting is another threat. Even when gorillas are not the intended target, they can be injured or killed by traps placed for other wildlife. Cross-river gorillas are rarely observed directly because they avoid humans and live in difficult mountainous terrain. Researchers often study them through nests, footprints, feeding remains, genetic material, and camera traps. Their isolation once helped them remain hidden. Today, that same isolation has become one of the greatest weaknesses. Number 3. The Amur leopard. The Amur leopard lives in the cold forests of the Russian Far East and northeastern China. Unlike leopards adapted to warm climates, it grows a thick winter coat that can reach several centimeters in length. Its long legs help it travel through deep snow, while its pale fur and widely spaced rosettes provide camouflage in frozen forests. At one point, only a few dozen were believed to remain. Conservation work, protected areas, anti-poaching patrols, and improved monitoring have helped the population increase. Recent WWF information places the wild population at approximately 130 adults. That is progress, but 130 adults still represent an extremely small population. Habitat fragmentation, forest fires, poaching, declining prey, disease, and low genetic diversity remain major risks. The Amur leopard has moved away from immediate extinction, but its recovery is still fragile. Number 2. The Javan rhino. The Javan rhino once lived across large areas of South and Southeast Asia. Today, the entire species survives in just one location, Ujung Kulon National Park on the Indonesian island of Java. The International Rhino Foundation's 2025 estimate placed the remaining population at approximately 50 individuals, following severe losses from poaching. Concentrating an entire species in one park is extremely dangerous. A disease outbreak, tsunami, volcanic event, prolonged food shortage, or organized poaching operation could affect most of the population at once. Javan rhinos are solitary and extremely difficult to observe. Researchers mainly monitor them through camera traps, footprints, dung, and other signs. Females often have little or no visible horn, while males possess a single small horn. But even this relatively small horn has made the species a target of illegal trade. With no second wild population anywhere on Earth, protecting Ujung Kulon means protecting the entire species. Number 1. The vaquita. The vaquita is the smallest living cetacean and the rarest marine mammal on Earth. It exists only in the northern Gulf of California in Mexico. Its entire natural range is therefore smaller than that of most whale or dolphin species. Vaquitas are not normally hunted directly. They are killed accidentally in gill nets, particularly nets associated with the illegal fishing of totoaba. These nets are almost invisible underwater. When a vaquita becomes trapped, it cannot reach the surface to breathe. During the 2025 research campaign, experts concluded there was a 67% probability that between 7 and 10 unique vaquitas had been observed within the study area. This was not a precise count of the entire population, but it demonstrates how dangerously rare the species has become. There is still some hope. Calves and young animals have been observed, proving that vaquitas continue to reproduce. Scientific modeling suggests that the species could recover even from an extremely small population, but only if deaths in gill nets are completely eliminated. The vaquita is not disappearing because its habitat cannot support it. It is disappearing because humans continue using fishing equipment that kills it. These animals are not endangered because extinction is unavoidable. Most are declining because of identifiable human activities, habitat destruction, poaching, illegal wildlife trafficking, pollution, fishing equipment, and conflict with expanding settlements. The recovery of black rhinos and Amur leopards proves that protection can work. But conservation must continue for decades, not only until population numbers begin to improve. Once the final individual disappears, no amount of money or technology can bring the species back. Subscribe to Peak Selects for more videos about wildlife, history, science, and the most extraordinary subjects on Earth.